everyone, I am Madhubanti Jash, a DevOps engineer and an AI practitioner. Today I am going to present Azure Skills turning prompts into production. What is Azure Skills Plugin? Why we need them? Using Azure is not about just randomly provisioning some infrastructure in Azure Cloud. Teams must choose right Azure services, validate their configuration properly, follow best deployment practices, and apply security controls. Azure Skills Plugin combine all of these and also incorporates capability of MC Power tools. It includes more than 40 plus Azure services. With help of this, AI agents can perform real-life Azure tasks in right manner by following proper workflow instead of just following some generic recommendation. So let us explore more on this. With Azure Skills plugin in a single package, you have combined Azure Skills, Azure MCP Server, and Foundry MCP Server. So Azure Skills is like which skills are needed to prepare your infrastructure. MCP are for execution layer. It extends AI agents with Azure workflows and access to 40 plus Azure services. It can work with GitHub Copilot, Copilot CI, Cursor, and Cloud Code, and some more. Let us see how to install it and go through some demo on this. Azure Skills plugin GitHub repo. So here let us see how to install it and what it is and how to install it and how we can work with this with MCP. So Azure Skills is the brain. As I mentioned, you build, deploy, and evolve with Azure, prepare, validate, deploy, upgrade, and other things, as you see here. Troubleshoot, monitor, and govern with Azure Diagnostics, App Insights, Instrumentation, Azure Compliance, etc. Optimize architecture and cost with Azure Cost, Azure Compute, Azure Resource Visualizer, etc. Work across data, AI, identity, and platform services. The plugin, once you install it, comes up with Azure MCP Server, which gives you your agent 200 plus structured tools across 40 plus Azure services. This is the execution layer. And also you get Foundry MCP, the AI specialist. The plugin includes Foundry MCP for Microsoft Foundry scenarios such as model discovery, model deployment, and agent workflows. Why this plugin is different? As mentioned, skills teach the agent when to use Azure workflows and what to avoid. MCP tools let the agent act on live Azure and Foundry services. It can work with GitHub Copilot in VS Code, Copilot CLI, Cloud Code, and other compatible hosts. So here you see the prerequisite section, Node.js 18 plus, Azure CLI, Azure Developer CLI, because you need it for deployment, actual deployment. You can follow different installation process. If you are using Copilot CLI or VS Code, if you are using VS Code, you can just go for Azure MCP extension. It installs a companion extension that brings the Azure skills into VS Code. GitHub Copilot for Azure or Azure MCP extension. Any one of them you can choose. Cloud Code, Cursor. Today we will see demo using Cursor. So here you see in plugin section, you can check for Azure and install it. So So here you have comprehensive guide how to use it. So let us see some demo. So everyone, you see my cursor IDE is open. And here you see under plugins, I have Azure Skills Plugin installed. Here you can install, uninstall that. And which MCP servers came up with it? You can see here. Here you will see plugin MCP servers, Azure MCP, 65 tools enabled MCP Foundry server. MCP Foundry server will be in error because I do not have any Foundry project configured. And if you go to this skills, here you will see all the skills which came up with it. Azure reliability, Azure RBAC, Azure quotas, Azure storage, etc., etc. Skills, if you want, you can also install via terminal, and you can install it for specific skills, means skills are namespaced. So I will show you how skills are namespaced and how they are only .md files after showing some demo. Currently what you see. So here you will see that in plugin section, I also have these skills available in under cache. So let me try to build something and deploy. So here I am creating an Azure function which will trigger alert every 15 minutes, and that will arrive my inbox for the subscription. This I have written here. So let us see how it works. So here you are seeing it is using Azure Prepare, and that is part of Azure Skills plugin. So here you are running commands. So it is showing reviewing Azure Prep guidance and your workspace setup. So here you see that it is showing intent, generate timer trigger, Azure function code, and once you run it, it is showing that it is running MCP Azure functions. So it is connecting via Azure MCP. So here you see that it has created inbox alert function, and here it is creating infra. So here you see that it has been creating inbox alert function and all the infra, etc. As you see bicep files. It will also create deployment plan.md, and with azd will deploy. So here I have this project created using this mechanism, and here you see all the files it has created. So here you see how it is available, application insights, the function app, and all those things, log analytics workspace, storage group, all this. So this is how it works. So here you have different skills. I am currently in the GitHub repo of Azure Skills plugin. You have different skills, and the skills are nothing but .md files. So if you see Azure deploy skill, it is an MD file, and here you have all the information. What does it do? So here you see it also checks if it is destructive action or not. Destructive action is create, delete, change something. Non-destructive is not creating, deleting, or changing anything. So even you can have skills plugin by manually copying this folder, and you can copy your intended skills. So you can have that way. Here you have Azure Custo skill. So here if you see, so it is very useful if you want to use it for your log analytics workspace. You can really use this very comprehensive way. Custo best practices, all these are here. Also, you see fallback strategy if MCP Custo tools fail, as here it mentions. So as you saw, Azure Skills plugin helps you to manage your Azure infra as per your project's real need. And it is very easy to install. Only 30 seconds may be needed. I wish you all the best for using Azure Skills plugin and effectively manage your Azure infra. Thank you for watching and see you in my next talk. Have a very nice time in MS Tech Summit 2026.